Anyway, welcome. I'm back again. Once again, quick introduction. My name is Chimoge. That's my given name. My metaphysically correct name is Chimoge Kegwam. My government name is Chimoge Chidoke. Another name for me, my Ahambu. My foremost nickname is Muge. Alternate white structure name for me, which is a slightly longer version of the government name, is Chimoge Chidoke. My matrilineal village is Edbem Ohafi. That's in West Africa. The reference point village for my patrilineage is Auji Urata, also there in West Africa. And I was born in Raminkelu, the spot that most people today call Southeast Washington, D.C. And I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Two quick facts about me. One, I do not feel like I'm completely myself if I do not have a lot of mints. And I'll just say it like that. I think I'm thinking a lot about my nutrition and stuff like that. So, mint has health benefits. Yeah, sometimes I don't have them around, but, I prefer to. So that's one thing. Two, what's another fact? Two, let me see if I can articulate this well. I'll say it like this. I do not like it when okay, I'll say it like this. I like 24-hour establishments. I like 24-hour establishments. I'll leave it like that. Amadioha. Anyway, welcome to the greatest man alive here on Chimoge's Comments, where I come to debut my new ideas in full and expand upon things I've said before. Kalakan. I come to just say something quickly. It can be something I've said before, or it can be something a little new. But this isn't where I go into the fullest depths. I just say something and expand upon it as I wish. I've registered viewers. Thank you. Every view is a blessing. Please like, share, and subscribe. Each one of those is a blessing. Comment as well. I see a comment. Thank you very much. Every comment is a blessing. Today I'm talking about crime, in particular theft, but I will admit what concerns me more is crimes related to theft. And let me explain. What did I title it? Let's see if I can get it exactly. And by the way, I couldn't fit the full segment name into the title, but I got in the description. This is the greatest man alive. And you can see I use different emojis this time. But what's the main part of the title? Modern society, I think I made that one all caps, has an epidemic of theft and theft related crime. What do I mean? There's a lot of crime in general. I've talked a lot about how the main ones are violation, which is the nexus of crime, and that's what ties it all together and allows it to happen, and then deletion. People are just deleted from life. Very unjust, the worst of the worst. But we also have every other type of possible crime. One that people commonly think of is theft. Things are stolen. This is unjust. This is very bad. But what concerns me more is crimes related to theft. In particular, what I've seen a lot is a retaliation for theft that ends up in assault and or deletion, and B, what I'll call magu magu. You see, magu magu just means situation, basically, but sometimes you can say that in a negative way. If all something is the situation, that is just magu magu. That's not good. But again, magu magu is another name for a madioha, so don't over diss the term. I also want to add this. A lot of times when people think of theft, people might, maybe not a lot of time, maybe let me rewind and say it like this. Some of you might be thinking, why aren't you concerned with theft? Sometimes the theft also involves a greater crime. I would say you should talk about that incident differently. For example, if someone entered a house with the intention to rob and then ended up deleting someone, that event is a deletion of life. That's not a theft. All you'll say is there was a deletion of life, and in the process of, that life being lost, some things were stolen. But, really, you're adding in that comment to further signify on the criminal. Okay, that should not be your main focus. You see, crime is not just about what someone thought they were going to do before they committed it. You have to look at what happened, and I'll leave it at that. Anyway, this leads me into my expanding point about related crimes. You see, there's a lot of reports about crime, and a lot of them are shocking. And the ones that shock me most are the retaliatory crimes. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the worst ones, but they shock me the most because they seem the most needless. In particular, retaliation for theft that ends up in a bigger crime, or what I'm calling a mugu mugu. Because again, sometimes I don't know what to call it. Like, I hear 10 million things, 10 million stories come out, and it seemed like the root of it was someone stole someone's things. Just initiate a legal and ethical process to get your stuff back, one. And two, ethically and legally tell the world that someone stole from you. End of story. And I'll say this: if you are able bodied enough to retaliate from a theft, there is no need to take it that far. Just do what I said before. Keep it above board. What I'm really getting at is materialism in society today. There are many forms of materialism. Let me highlight two. There's the first one where you think a physical object is more important than life itself. That one I don't need to go into too much, but it's there. The second one is something I will just label crazy business sense. And this is what I mean. There's a certain type of crazy business sense in the world today where people think that because they were near a financial opportunity once or something, it should make them rich forever. And because of that, they become obsessed with that financial opportunity. I'm just going to give an example. Maybe someone signed a deal to advertise something. The deal was supposed to last 1 year. The advertising campaign they were on made $100,000. Per the deal, they got 5%, as in they got, what would that be? $5,000. But they had expected the advertising campaign to only make 10K. Because it made 100K, now they want half of all the money. This is unreasonable. Why? I'm not looking at the amounts of money. I'm not even going to look at how hard the person worked. I'm just going to look at the expectation. Why would one deal have you set for life? And also, why are you not intelligent enough and well set up enough to capitalize upon fame? If people know who you are and or you worked on something that everyone knows, why can you not use that attention? You see, money is not the only currency, but materialistic people do not know what currency is. And let me walk. You just gotta work in the world today. Obviously, the work has to be ethical, and you're not supposed to destroy yourself working. And I'm not gonna go into that, but there's a big connection. But you do have to work. Materialistic people in this fashion operate off the principle they don't have to work. And because of that, their procrastination comes out in weird ways. I just want to emphasize, theft is a horrible crime. Period. But it is not the worst crime. So when I keep hearing about theft that gets retaliated upon with the worst of the worst and or things that were intended to lead to the worst of the worst, I think our problems are very deep. And I also want to emphasize this. I think we really need to start thinking differently about some of our fears. It's often said that people are afraid of getting robbed, but then they'll talk about certain evil technology that the thieves and or hypothetical thieves have. We have to admit we're afraid of something much greater. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. Let me go for a walk and then we'll see what else comes out of me. Mm. Yeah, honesty on all levels is important. Anyway, I think that's all that came out of me. Thank you very much. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can do a free subscription on Patreon to get notifications from me. Obviously, if you subscribe here on YouTube, you'll get notifications whenever I do a video. But if you subscribe on Patreon, whenever I post art there, you'll get a notification so you can take a look at it. And then to get access to the art, you can buy art pieces individually, and you can also subscribe on Patreon. And if you subscribe on Patreon, you'll get additional benefits and access to other things. And I want to emphasize, I do also have free art on Patreon, particularly when I make art display faces. The art that's behind the paywall will be featured in that art, so you can view it in that way. But I know a lot of you will want to watch or look at the art most exactly. So that's what the paywall's for. You can also buy my merchandise, and then you can donate. You can donate on PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Thank you very much. See you next time. Let me put up the last short. All right. See you.